that and just get a sort of traditional style eggs Benedict with hollandaise sauce all the way, every day.
I love it. If you owned a coffee shop, a brewery, a winery, or a liquor company, which one would you own and what would the name be?
You know, it's interesting. If you would have asked me this 10 years ago, I definitely would have said brewery. But I think my tastes have changed and my metabolism's changed. I can't drink beer anymore. If I go to my family's house for a Cowboy game and I drink a couple of beers, and the next day I feel bloated and gross, and it's just from a couple of beers. But if I were to sit there and drink scotch, I'm fine. And I can drink a lot of scotch to where I'm hungover the next day, and I still would feel better than a couple of beers. So something's changed in my body chemistry where I can't keep up with the delicious beer I used to like. So I guess it's a good thing I never opened a brewery. I would have a distillery, and it probably should have some sort of good wrestling name to it, like Turnbuckle Distillery or something like that. Something wrestling, sort of that there, because then you can't just have a distillery anymore. There has to be a theme.
No.
Like you got to have a thing that, especially if people are coming to it, you're not just bottling it and selling it at the liquor store, but you're actually having a place that has a restaurant attached to it. So if I get, there it is, Squared Circle Distillery, done.
Ooh.
Copyright. And we'll have a 16 by 16 low boy wrestling ring, and we'll do indie shows there. Perfect. Sold.
Now, San Antonio needs that more than anything else in the world.
I think it would do well. You could do shows there probably weekly, every Thursday night. And it doesn't need to be a lot. You just 4 matches, 3 singles, 1 women's match, 1 tag team match, call it a day.
That's easy. Love it. We have a goal for 2025. I love it.
Boom.
What are you nerding out on right now?
What am I nerding out on right now? What am I nerding out on right now? Chopped.
Oh.
On the Food Network, Chopped. That's
okay.
what I have been watching. That's kind of the go-to. I'm on the couch with my wife. If there's nothing, like, she likes to watch, The Challenge and America's Got Talent and things like that. But if we're caught up on all that and we just need to watch something before we go to bed, Ted Allen can talk me to sleep and tell me what they're cooking. And there's a fun thing to do if you ever watch Chopped. Do yourself a favor if you're with someone else. They open the basket, they pull out the ingredients. What you need to do is on the DVR hit pause, and then you turn to the other person and go, "What would you cook?" That's to make the show.
That's fun.
So you get there, and obviously all these chefs are going to do stuff. I cook okay, good enough to feed myself and my wife. But obviously if you're a Michelin star rated chef going into that, you're going to come up with gastriques and all kinds of other crazy stuff. But it's always the trick of it's all these fast ingredients. What the hell do I do with the squid ink? I'm not squid ink ice cream. What is it advertised around?
Good. I'm glad to know that's a good thing to do when you're watching it. I never thought about doing that.
Oh yeah, it makes it way more entertaining.
Who or what inspires you?
Ooh, now that's good. That's good. Definitely my wife and my family right now. Is definitely top of the list right now. I'm not going to go in the doghouse and not say my wife.
And
I think along with my wife, I would also say we have an enormous group of very dedicated NWA fans out there that are very supportive. And some have been with us since day one. They were at the 70th anniversary show, and they've been with us for the Lightning One era, which is, over 5 years at this point. And so, those people definitely inspire me that I want to do something to make them proud and make them happy. And not disappoint them, which they have been disappointed several times on this journey, but now things are really turning up for them.
I love it. And what would you tell your 17-year-old self?
I'd probably give them a list of women's names and say, just don't. Any woman with that name,
away.
Stay away from this person, because it's going to be ugly and messy afterwards. Thank God, none of them resulted in a divorce or anything, but God, I'm sure it got ugly at some point, and they didn't want to move out, and oh, jeez, what a mess. So I would do that, and then I would say, you know what, I would do the thing, and boy, talk about what dad answer this would be, like old man answer. It's kind of invest more in things that are going to gain, good investments. So whether that's the stock market, and it's not like I can't just go to them and be like, hey, that Apple company, you really should put some money in that.
Right.
Hey, that Google thing's going to be real good one day, But like even things like real estate, like it took me forever to buy a house. And honestly, I wouldn't have been able to do it without the help of, my family, getting me to the point to where I could put a down payment down on the house. And to be honest, the way my life was and how many different cities I lived in because of news, it probably wasn't realistic to do so in the first place. But if I could go back to myself, I would say invest in things that are going to gain value over time. And the answer is not Pokemon cards. So, it might be. I got to go through the stack that's in my closet. Maybe I've got, some really rare Charizard in there that could buy me my house outright. I don't know. But I doubt it. But, that sort of thing I think would be better. Put yourself in a better financial position in life. I should have done that a lot sooner than where I am now. Right. So I think that would be my advice. It's
smart, I like it. Well, Joe, if anybody wants to follow you online, find out more about you, obviously watch you on NWA, how can they do all the things?
Well, they can follow me on the social media. Just search my name, Joe Galli. I'm the first one that pops up. Even though there's a much more famous and successful one of Joe Galli's out there. I beat him to the social media account. So have fun with your $16 million a year you make from 3M, Joe. If anything, I should steal his identity. Now, there's an idea. 17-year-old stuff. Steal this guy's identity. And then, of course, they could always stream. Right now, they could stream episodes of NWA Power on the CW at cwtv.com and on the CW app as well. And we've got brand new episodes that are going to drop February 6th. And we actually have some other stuff that's going in. We're going to do some retrospectives in the meantime because, wrestling fans are always hungry. They always want to watch something. So we've got some stuff where we're taking a look back. And if you follow us on our YouTube channel where we were putting episodes of Power, we're still going to put content there. There's still going to be stuff there. Just not full episodes of Power. So stay tuned for that as well. Like and subscribe.
There you go. Joe, thank you so much for your time. I've loved this conversation. And next time I'm in San Antonio, I will hit you up. And if you could do me a favor, please bring NWA back to Texas. I really wanted to go see it. So
now there's a long story, and I will tell you that I have tried a lot.
Oh. Well,
it just doesn't work out sometimes. But I have tried, and I will continue to try. Not just for you, but selfishly for me as well.
Obviously, because if you could drive to work as opposed to flying to work, it'd be much easier for you.
I am getting on a plane to go to Dothan, Alabama to do a trading card signing to try to sell tickets for the show. It'd be much better if I went to Cowboys Dance Hall. Or one of the many others that are in San Antonio.
Well, thank you again, Joe, and I can't wait to see what the future looks like for you.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
Thank you so much to Joe Galli for being on the show. Joe is such a fun dude, and I can't wait to have this conversation again in person. And as you heard, hopefully they can get the NWA down here in Texas because we are long overdue for some NWA action, let alone a pay-per-view, but we would also take Power as well. So whatever they want to do. While you're doing that, making our case of why NWA needs to be in Texas, make sure to follow us on our social medias. It is Brewsers Pod. That is BREWSCRSPOD on the Instagram, the Twitter, and the Threads. If you want to send us an email, it is brewserspod@gmail.com. If you want to follow me directly, it is Roadie John. That is RODIEJON. Roadie John is the name on the Twitter and on Tapped. Maybe you can find out what I'm drinking. We can have a beer together. If you want to follow me on the Threads or the Instagram, it is official Roadie John. And if you want to send me an email, it is roadiejohn@gmail.com. So until next time, make sure to enjoy life, drink local, and cheers.